And what's going on, guys? And welcome to the Benches Cleared podcast, where we cover the best rivalry in all of sports. And this is my lovely co-host, the Debbie Downer you all know and love, Tyler Coe, and he represents the Los Angeles Dodgers.
This is Jesse Gutierrez, who represents the San Francisco Giants, who will not win more than 20 games. You heard it here first.
You want to put money on that?
Yes.
Chipotle gift cards or what? 20 games?
Yes.
That's not a problem. Oh, fuck
yes.
Yeah. What would? Okay, Chipotle gift cards. You heard it here, and you will be exchanging it over the air to me when they win 21 games, and not a day later.
All right, do I look like I have any fear in my heart? No.
You should be scared. That's a dick slap right there. That's a little pecker slap. You're a jerk.
All right, guys, we're going to hop straight into it. We want to get into the polls we set out on Twitter, grading the bullpens and starting pitching for both squads. So, Jesse, why don't you take it away and talk about the Giants bullpen, what kind of grade you'd give them?
Bullpen. Okay, you guys are extremely disrespectful, by the way. With a D, you guys get 57% gave it a D grading. I'm not sure if this is just Dodger fans talking shit or they're not understanding the strengths of the Giants team. I know they're not projected to be a good team. I'm not trying to be a homer here, but you got to understand bullpen is their thing right now. Okay? Like, they have a very strong bullpen, and they have a very strong minor league, like, coming up in the bullpen. So I don't understand this D grading. I really don't. I would give it a solid B plus, A minus, and that's where I'm going with that. Call it.
You know, 0% of people gave it an A, just so
0%. Yeah.
So now you're in that 1%.
So mine's overrated. Yeah. Well, a mixture between 14% and 0%, so 7% of people, because I say B plus, A minus area. I believe Tyler Rogers is the shit. I believe Sam Coonrod is the shit. Tony Watson potentially could be one of the best relievers in baseball at times, especially against lefties. I don't understand the D rate. I can understand skepticism because Tony Watson struggled last year. Tyler Rogers can have he just had 1 year. All these guys had 1 year that were solid. Trevor Gott had a really, really good start to the year and then struggled at the end dealing with injuries. So I could get your skepticism with like a B, C type rating, but D, you just don't know baseball, in my opinion.
All right, so switching over to the Dodgers side, it was a much different story. So 41% of you went with an A, 45% of you went with a B, and then a few 9% with a C, 5% with a D. I think I fall into the B range here, potentially an A, but I just don't know who's going to be in the bullpen. So one of the things for me is
so the guy who said that Jalen Jansen, he's not the closer anymore, he's not that great. We don't even know who the closer is going to be. All of a sudden, they're an A bullpen.
Hey, dickhead, can I finish?
Can I finish?
I'm talking mid-reliever guys.
Okay.
Someone like Dustin May, Tony Gonsolin. I think they're going to be in the bullpen. I hope Gonsolin makes the club. I feel like he might not even make the club after the rosters go down to 26. Because it looks like Ross Stripling is going to get that fifth starter spot. So I think as far as, the long guys in the bullpen, we're stacked. The only thing that worries me is Kenley Jansen. And, especially with him contracting COVID and coming in late. And Joe Kelly's looked good as far as what I've seen in the inter-squad games. He looks
like from what I've seen, he's breaking windows, bro.
Inter-squad games. He's looking pretty good. And then, Pedro Baez is always kind of a crapshoot. But with Trinan coming in, I think that definitely improves the pen. So I'm going to give it a B for now.
I will make it a strong stand. I believe that the Giants bullpen is going to be better than the Dodger bullpen. I can say that with 100% confidence. Easily.
Anyone can say something stupid with 100% confidence. It doesn't mean right.
Listen, I'm not trying to be Homer here, all right?
I believe President Trump is a great leader. See, I can say something stupid with confidence.
Listen. That's literally the best part of their game, and that's the Dodgers' worst part of their game. And I'm not saying they're millions, like way, 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 way better than them, but I think that they do have a better bullpen. It's going to be better. Everything else now, that's a different story.
We'll see. I think I'm going to reserve my actual grading until I see who's going to actually be in the pen, because that's going to dictate really well.
I'll see when you're handing over that Chipotle gift card and I get to eat my chips and guac for freezy. Yeah. Now let's go to the other part of the Giants poll. We asked you guys, how do you grade the starting pitching? Again, with the disrespect, you got 50. Same thing, 57. I thought I was looking at the same. I was like, oh shit, I'm looking at the bullpen poll again. No, same thing. 57% said D. And I gotta say, it's wildly underrated. I feel like. I would probably give it B-, C+, in between that range. That's where I'm going. I'm not giving straight answers here. I'm going in betweens. I guess just to cushion myself when I make a statement. But people just don't write off Johnny Cueto like when he's on, like he can be one of the best pitchers in baseball. Okay? Let's not pretend that Jeff Samardzija didn't have a great year last year. So it's a solid 1 too. Once you start dwindling down, there's a lot of what ifs, right? Got the Drew Smyly, Kevin Gossman. What are they? Is Drew Smyly gonna continue from his last year? He's gonna be in a pitcher ballpark. It's a lot of what ifs, with those two, and then rounding out with the fifth starter. Hopefully, it's Logan Webb has the stuff to be a very good number 5, if not. Has the potential to be a great number 3 in my opinion. But it just all really depends how he translate to Major League Baseball, and obviously he's a prospect still. So, there's plenty. Plus I'm huge fans of guys like Andrew Suarez and Sean Anderson, and D-Rod seems to be really falling back to, maybe he's going to do some long relieving stuff. But I don't understand the D rating. I think that's a little much. I would say C+, B-.
No, that's
What would you constitute? What grade would you give it? Would you be in the D range because you're a homer?
Oh yeah,
you can't
sure. Your second best pitcher there is a better wide receiver than he is a pitcher there, guy. So.
Oh really? 3.5 ERA. That's terrible in the major leagues. 32 starts. That's terrible.
I'm just saying. I think
180 innings and 140 strikeouts. That's terrible, right?
I think he catches footballs better than he throws baseballs.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Bitch ass. No, Jeff Samardzija is going to have a great year. He had a terrible year 2 years ago with injuries, but I feel like he's going to bounce back here. And that's, by the way, I mentioned every single starter. A shout out to my guy Bob Sharman. I guess at first I thought he was just like talking shit, like just joking. Like, you don't even know who the starters are. Like, and then he just kept going. So I thought maybe he what? First of all, I could just Google shit, right? But come on. There they are for you, Bob. All right. There's a couple of extra ones I put in there for you to round out because we're not sure who's going to make it or not. All right, Bob.
Yeah, Bob's probably a fucking boomer, so it doesn't matter what he thinks anyways.
He's not going to watch because of the DH, so.
He's not going to watch because people kneel in sports or whatever, so we don't need him. Now moving on to the Dodgers starting pitching. 58% of you said A, 26% of you said B, 5% of you said C, and 11% of you were Giants fans trolling and said D.
Yeah.
The answer, is an A, I guess.
Yeah. I give it an A for sure.
Just based off your 1-2.
I think
Sean Bueller.
Even with the loss of David Price, because David Price is no slouch. It's a hit, but in all honesty, they still have one of the best rotations in baseball. I think with Kershaw and the Bueller, and obviously you're going to explain it, but I don't want to take your thunder.
Yeah. Leave it to the professionals here. Yeah, with Urias and Woods slotting in there, we knew those were going to be the 4 of the guys, and then obviously David Price opting out. There's a little bit of a question. It seems that it's going to be Ross Stripling. Every indicator is pointing towards him. But if it isn't Ross Stripling, it's going to be Dustin May. So between those two guys,
major prospects.
Yeah, Ross Stripling's definitely proven himself more as a starter because he's had more experience.
I meant May. Sorry. Let me clarify. I'm not calling Ross Stripling a prospect. Don't kill me.
But with Dustin May, there's potentially more upside, but I understand why they would want to put him in the bullpen. And Ross Stripling in the inter squad games, he's worked on a changeup this offseason. That thing is nasty. He struck Gavin Lux out 3 times the other day with that changeup, and he looked clueless in the box. So I'm totally
Gavin
fine
Lux
with.
sucks.
Yeah, the rookie of the year sucks.
It could be.
Yeah, I think with Stripling, slotting in there, it's still an A rotation. Really, I think they could put anyone in at the 5th slot because our 1 and 2 are so good, and then Urias and Wood have extreme potential. So I think it's an A squad no matter what.
I don't think I feel like I try to be pretty level-headed here. I think you're being a little bit of a homer, trying to disrespect the Giants bullpen. And I mean, I can understand the doubts with the starting pitching. I can understand. I mean, I'm just not going to give it a chance for it to be better than my grade. That makes sense. Like if they outperform my grade, that's me talking shit on my team, and I don't want that. All right. I feel like I'm being a realist and a very optimist by saying B minus, C plus area. I believe C is probably where they're going to be, but the potential to be B plus. B minus. So obviously we're going to argue it out all 60 games.
All right, guys, we are a week away from baseball, and unfortunately this season we aren't going to have the chance to see minor leaguers play due to the cancellation of their season. So we're not going to be able to see people play like our next guest, Jalen Miller, who is a prospect in the Giants organization.
Great dude. Now we'd like to welcome to the Benches Cleared podcast, Jalen Miller, Giants prospect, 3rd-round pick in 2015. Really excited to have you on, Jalen, man. How's it going?
Everything's good out here in AZ, getting used to it, the heat out here. But other than that, I'm chilling.
How are you liking it out there, besides the heat?
It's nice, getting some good work in out here with some of the guys. But other than that, yeah, everything's good.
Oh, so the training facilities are back open, or?
No, we're just hitting at somebody else's cage right now.
Oh, cool. So is that all they've really been giving you, like instructions just to do, just kind of do your own thing, or are they giving you anything?
Yeah, they basically just said, you're kind of just on your own right now. Treat it like the off season, but always stay ready because you never know, what can happen up there with the 60-player pool. So that's all we're doing now.
Definitely. When you found out about the minor leagues getting canceled this year, how did that make you feel?
It was kind of this like surreal feeling because, up until that point, that I was just telling my roommate this the other day. This is the first time where, I haven't had to cleat up consecutive days during these months since I've been since like 5-6 years old. So I was like, just that little thing with just not playing baseball during the summer is weird. And then the minor league season being canceled is, I'm waking up, working out for 2 hours, and then playing video games for the rest of the day. So there's nothing really going on, especially with quarantine. You can't go anywhere. So it is really weird.
Yeah. And it's kind of open out there a little bit, isn't it, in Arizona?
No, I think they shut it down July 1st again. So masks gone everywhere.
Well, that's
takeout, everything. Yeah.
Because their cases are exploding right now.
Yes. I think they just shut down. I think I saw they shut down California, didn't they?
Yep.
Recently.
Everyone's going nuts right now.
Yeah.
People don't know how to act out here. We're put back on timeout because people are acting crazy. So, but yeah, I mean, if you can just give us like a little like rundown on your journey to where you are right now, and I know you got it to AA last year, and I was expecting you to be in AAA this year.
Yeah, from getting drafted on, I played with some coaches in Georgia. Georgia's really big with travel baseball and everything. Some former coaches who had played in pro ball and gotten drafted out of high school, so we kind of knew I kind of knew what to expect a little bit. Coming in from my summer ball team, it was like 6 or 7 of us who all got drafted from high school. So, it was nice knowing that we had other people together that we grew up with in the same situation, playing against dudes like Jahmai Jones, who we played with and against each other since we were like 13, since he's with the Angels out here in AZL. Chad Smith, who was with the Rangers, just being with them, that was really nice that first year. Second year, I got lucky again. I was back home in Augusta, and Augusta, Georgia. That year was tough. That park, the old park, Olmsted, was a pretty tough place to hit, especially for someone as inexperienced, I guess, not hitting, but as a pro ball hitter, basically, just sticking to your approach, just small details that help you throughout the whole season and not just a month or two. That was a big learning curve. And then the next year in San Jose, same thing, facing new dudes again. And then that third year in San Jose, turned it on a bit. Stuff started coming to me a little bit faster during the seasons. My slumps got shorter. Instead of it being 2 or 3 weeks, it was only 2 or 3 games and get back to it. And then
your second year in San Jose was really good. You had a really good year that year.
Second year in San Jose was nice. It was, hate to say it, but it was easy for me. That's probably why I got harder again, at the end.
Yeah.
But baseball happened. And then next year in Richmond, same thing, started out hot. Definitely probably the toughest place I've had to play in ever in my life out of any park I've played in. It's just a big park.
That thing's like a graveyard, right?
Oh, graveyard. We had a game. We had a series where Zach Couchins, who was playing first base with us for a little bit. We have all the TrackMan data and everything now. He had 3 straight games where he flew out to the warning track dead center where the ball was hit 404 feet.
Wow.
And he was out. So he went 0 for 5 3 games straight with with runners on base. He could have easily had 3 home runs and 10 home runs at the end of that series. Instead he was 0 for. And that's how Richmond really gets to you. But other than that, I'm happy with where I'm at. I learned a lot from Richmond last year, facing all those other prospects from the Yankees, who had an amazing staff throughout the whole year, even when they were calling guys up and down. The Tigers staff, learned a lot for those guys, since all those guys were big D1 pitchers. That's the first time I faced those type of guys consistently with Mize and all those dudes. But just learning from that and learning from the players who were all 28 and 29 in the league who played a little bit. Learned a lot from Brock Stassi, who played in the league, who won MVP of the league, I think, in 15 when I got drafted and came back. Wow. Learned a lot from Shaw too. That was probably the highlight of my year, learning from those dudes. Willie Harris, that manager, helped me out a lot. And I really liked where I was at during spring training this year and where I was potentially going to be at this year. That's what I guess is the worst part about this, how good I felt during spring and everything shut down.
No, definitely. So I guess since you've been in the system, where the Sabian regime and now with the Farhan taking over, is there a huge difference, analytic driven, trying development type stuff? Or is this just totally media blown, acting like the world's going to come to an end?
That type of stuff is definitely going up. We've been using those new, well, I guess they're not new, but the it's like a little sensor that goes on the knob of your bat, and it measures your launch angle, degree, this, that, negative. Just learning stuff like that is really helpful. And I know the pitchers are doing a lot more. I see, they every time they throw a bullpen now, they walk out with some type of contraption that measures spin rate. I think it's called Rapsodo. So we're using that type of stuff. We are using that a lot more. And I think that comes also with just the coaches that are being hired. They're a lot younger than the ones that were here before when I first got drafted.
Yeah, a bunch of acronyms that I have no idea how to measure. Making me feel stupid again. That's the reason I stopped going to school,
Yeah, you have to have a master's degree in engineering to understand what's going on.
Yeah, I don't get it. Average, simple, I get you. But everything else is
and
you gotta kind of smile and nod type thing.
Yeah, batting average doesn't even really matter anymore.
Which is really stupid. I agree. I know you get bloop singles and everything, but there's a lot. I would imagine Jalen. I guess correct me if I'm wrong. It kind of evens out, right? You get robbed a lot, and you also get lucky.
Well, it's different for each player because you'll see some teams will have a guy who just gets on base a lot and they're fine with it. Then another team will have that guy and get rid of him. They want the guy who can hit the home run. So I guess it really just depends on in the system you play in, because I've seen it all over the place where I've seen a guy. We picked up a guy last year from the Tigers who hit I think he hit 285 in Double-A last year, and they released him in spring training, and he was with us. And I'm in the same exact league that I just hit in, I'm dude, he hit 285 last year. He got released.
Yeah.
What is that about? In any league.
Yeah.
So you see stuff like that all the time. So it's just
you don't know what they're searching for at that point, because you're doing good, you're putting up good numbers, and it's but if you look at this F FABA R, you're shit. So actually, you're released. Like, what the fuck?
Well,
I
I
don't
mean, it
understand it.
makes sense. Like you were saying, your teammate in Richmond that hit those 3 balls to the warning track dead center that normally would have been a home run anywhere else. I mean, it's good to have those stats, but I don't understand people now just completely writing off average.
Yeah.
And just looking at OPS, and that's like the big golden standard now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get the whole, like, adapt or die. You can't just, things are changing, and I get it. But some of these things are like I just don't understand certain things. Like the reason for like the opener. I know that's a little bit like, obviously not a pitcher, Jalen, but like, I just don't understand the science of an opener. Like it doesn't make absolutely no sense to me why that's beneficial. Like it really doesn't.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like, our clubhouse is split too. You have some guys who are like, I understand exactly what's going on, and guys like me who are like, I really don't pay attention enough to know, but at the same time, it's like how is this helping to change? I guess like, how beneficial is this going to be to the team?
Yeah, especially with the opener. I think that's just my one thing, and the disregard of average. I get on base percentage is a huge thing now, and that's great. And I get it. Obviously, a walk is not as valuable as a hit because, I mean, who wants to walk? You'd rather hit a double or a single, like, honestly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's been the hardest part for pro ball for me because, like, like I said, I was telling my roommate this the other day. I was like, I don't even really remember walking much, like just growing up playing baseball, like up through high school and everything. Yeah. And I get the pro ball first few years, didn't get anything of it. And then we got some new hitting coordinators in, and they came in and started talking about like how walks, just getting on base basically. And I'm like, and they're like, basically there's this thing where, you want to hit your pitch. Like you just want to wait for your pitch that you can hit a double or a home run on basically, instead of just swinging at a strike. You want to hit your pitch. And like, I get that, but at the same time, sometimes I'm up in the box. I'm like, there's a pitch I can hit. I'm swinging, and I'm like, like I'm gonna make contact with it. Of course, it may not be a home run, but like just the ways to think about it like that. Like sometimes they're like, we'd rather see you take that close pitch. Like I've had coaches of one guy will say, I want to see you take a pitch when you're down 2 strikes, just if it's borderline, and other guys are like, what are you doing? You got to protect. Then you have to face that type of, who am I listening to? What am I supposed to do here? You see out 2 base swinging and everything in the big leagues, and then you see guys like, I guess, who walks a lot in the big leagues? I don't know, whoever walks a lot in the big leagues, like, but they're hitting the exact same. So it's like, I can't be those guys. I have to be my own self.
I mean, don't you think that kind of complicates hitting, which is arguably one of the most difficult thing in sports already, when you're going up there period. and it's such a mental game, and then now you have these 2 or 3 things in your head. The hitting coach is saying this, the manager's saying this. I kind of feel like my natural ability leads me to do this. I mean, I feel like that's just too many cooks in the kitchen and just overcomplicating something.
Yeah, some of the best hitters I've met in pro ball are guys who just like, cool, listen to that stuff and just it literally just goes in one ear out the other. Because they're just like, I forgot what they said. I'm just gonna do what I did before, and they just keep going until they find their own little thing. And like I've seen guys just like, dude, I'm not listening to you right now. and then some dudes like, you'll see them in the cage for an hour after that trying to practice that same drill they were just taught. So it's just like different personalities in the clubhouse too affect hitting like that.
Yeah, and I feel like that makes sense because I feel like hitting is such a groove kind of thing. You have to find your own groove, and I feel like you can go 3 steps backwards in order to go 2 steps forwards when you're just trying to work on things just because someone tells you that you should.
Yeah.
When it may not necessarily be beneficial to the individual hitter.
Yeah. You got to find out what works for you. And that's, like you said, that's like one of the hardest parts about hitting. Because there's, especially with when the whole, swing up and launch angle came out, that just complicated things. So like, it took me like a whole year to understand all of that. I'm like, I just figured out what to do in my first 3 years in pro ball. Now I have to learn all this new stuff.
Yeah, I tell that to all my nieces and nephews, just so I sound smart and I know I'm talking about. You got to get your launch angle. That's what we got to do. You got to come over. We're going to get your launch angle right.
Yeah, except when we were kids, it was down and hard or swing level. Yeah. And now it's like launch angle, and it's like, dang. I'm glad I'm not playing.
That's
baseball
why we're
anymore.
just that's why we're just commentating and talking shit
Yeah,
all the time now.
that's the reason. If launch angle was the thing when we were coming up, I would have been drafted for sure.
For sure. Yeah, I would have
Obviously.
hit bombs, dude.
Yeah.
I'd have gone pro. I'd be making millions of dollars and, soaking it up in a hot tub with my soulmate.
You've been in the minor leagues for 5 years now. Can you give us a little bit of, well, I guess would that be 5 years? Because you would count 2015, right? That would.
Yeah, I always get confused
5
too
years?
when I count it.
Yeah.
I guess 5 years, 4 full seasons. Yeah.
You've been in the
thinking
minors for a
2015,
fair amount
2020.
of time. We'll
Fair
just call
amount
it
of
a
time.
fair amount
Yeah.
of time.
What would you say is maybe the best part about the minor leagues, and then something? I mean, we hear a lot about the pay. Like, what's the worst part you think about the minor leagues?
I guess the best part about minor leagues is just meeting, I guess you could say your boys, guys you would have just never met if you were in that system. Literally, if the Giants never called me and I went to another system, I would have met my friends. But I knew what I would just meeting guys like that, meeting the guys from different countries, seeing their customs, seeing how they act in the locker room. Like last year, I played with Jindy Jang, and he was from Taiwan, and just seeing just the way he dressed, every time he came to the field, just designer, everything just looking super nice, always getting stuff delivered to the locker room, designer, just that's just their culture over there in Asia. They're really into fashion, just seeing that. And then I guess the worst part would be the pay. Obviously that sucks. Depending on what team you're on, the bus rides you have, San Jose, even though it's not that far to travel, we were really lucky to be pretty close to Visalia and, an hour away from Stockton type deal, easy travel. Then this year I was in Richmond where we were the closest drive was 4. Then after that, everything was 7 and above. So it's
shit.
So you have years like that. And if you have a bad bus and your team won't, though, it's not the Giants don't pay for the bus. I think it's that system. So the Squirrels pay for their own bus, but the Giants do have really good organizations. The Squirrels, that their organization is amazing. So they got us everything we needed. So it wasn't as bad as I thought. At the beginning of the year, I dreaded it. I was like, dude, there's no way I'm gonna be able to go to Portland for 14 hours on a bus. But
yeah,
the Squirrels hooked us up. They gave us 2 buses for that trip, so that was really nice. A lot of room. I guess it just depends on the league you play on. Like I said, we've been fortunate, but those dudes who were in low A in that Midwest league, who were the first, I guess, 2 months they're playing in the snow in Beloit, Wisconsin, they probably definitely have a lot more bats than I do.
I thought you were this close from giving a shout out to my hometown in Lancaster with the Jethawks, but that is a little bit further. I'll keep dreaming.
It's funny that you bring up weather because I'm always curious. Because we both grew up in Southern California and, like you were saying earlier, kind of adjusting to the heat of Arizona. We're used to it and playing ball in summer. I can't imagine playing a season, in Richmond and in those East Coast states. And like you were saying, growing up in Georgia, I mean, do you prefer that humidity to play in, or do you prefer the dry heat like when you were in San Jose, Visalia?
Oh, San Jose and Visalia. It's just the sweat. It's just Visalia was definitely worse. San Jose was nice. When it was hot in San Jose, I was comfortable. But in Richmond, when it was hot, dude, it was you feel fine. Your body, you stretched out, you're ready to go. You walk outside, you stretch for 5. You do your warm up before you even throw, and you're just done. You just want to go inside and drip.
You guys get rain delays a lot. I've noticed.
Yes, that is another one too.
And it's still hot as hell. 90 degrees, downpour. I don't know how you guys do it.
Another bad thing for the first, my allergies got to me in San Jose also, but the pollen can get pretty bad on the East Coast a little bit. So that sucks playing if you're allergic to pollen like I am.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And I was going to say earlier, I can't believe I didn't think of this, but you're talking about the heat in Arizona. You're from Georgia, right? The humidity there is out of this world.
Yeah, but I'm so used to it. I don't even think about it anymore, really.
God, I felt like I was there once, and it was like I felt like I was in an oven, dude. I was like, get me the fuck out of here right now, dude. I could not handle it.
Yeah, the first time I ever went to the East Coast, I went to Atlanta in August. And as soon as I got out of that airport, I was like, this is bullshit. And I'm here for another week.
Turn back around, no?
Yeah. Well, especially, as a bigger guy, everyone out there is used to it and accustomed to just everyone knows that. Of course you're sweating. But I'm walking around being all insecure, like, oh God, I'm sweating. I look like a fat idiot right now, and everyone knows it. Like, this is terrible.
Oh, yeah. No one, trust me, everyone's in the same boat. No one pays attention. You just go about your business. Everyone knows everyone's sweating like crazy there.
Well, that's reassuring. So next time I'm out there, I won't feel so stupid.
Yeah. The food there is crazy, though. The down south food is freaking so. I mean, this is more Florida, but I had a Gator burger.
Yes.
That stuff is great, dude.
See, I was so disappointed. Good. The only time I had Gator, I was in New Orleans, and I could only find it deep fried. But I really want to try it grilled so I could get the actual taste for it, because it just tastes like chicken. Deep fried.
I've only had it deep fried. I've never had it grilled before.
I had it in a burger form, and then when I went to Florida on my honeymoon, we actually had it in fried nuggets, and then a brat form, kind of like a hot dog type thing.
Yeah.
It was just all good.
When I was getting recruited from to go to college, I went to an Alabama LSU game. And, they do the whole Gators. So, their whole tailgates, every single tent just had a whole roasted Gator.
No.
Yeah. They just have it, and people just come up, you grab what you want, you can walk away, they don't care.
That has to be one of the craziest.
Shit, dude, we got to go to I'm not a huge fan of college sports, just the whole underlining of basically profiting off of people for free. But, dude, that makes me want to go.
Yeah. Oh, the tailgates. I haven't been to a tailgate on the West Coast, but the tailgates in the South, I've been Georgia, Clemson, Alabama, all those places. Those people come out in their campers on a Wednesday, and they just sit in their spots and just wait till Saturday, dude.
We need to go to an Alabama-Auburn game.
Oh,
that would be
so
I feel
much fun.
That's the mecca of probably what a tailgate would be.
See, it's
I would imagine.
Yeah.
It's almost like the Water Boy when the mom's cooking snake and alligator and shit. You just break off the leg and walk around eating the alligator leg or shit.
I don't think
it's crazy, like a tail.
Yeah.
I would be down for it though. We Mexicans, we eat weird shit. So I don't flutter at eating something weird. I'll try anything, But that's just what I'm thinking of.
Well, now I feel like
you didn't think about it?
No, I'm saying if you go to one of these tailgates and you don't get that, you're setting yourself up for disappointment already.
I'm just gonna be sad.
They're gonna look at you and be like, "No, you don't just break off a leg, you idiot! What are you talking about? Go back to California, nerd!"
Walking around all crying with a alligator burger. Whatever. But Jalen, what's your biggest interest outside of baseball?
Biggest interest outside of baseball will probably be fishing. I love fishing and video games. So I have my indoor thing and I have my outdoor thing.
What kind of video games are you playing nowadays?
Warzone 24/7 right now on Call of Duty.
So are you playing it on console or are you playing it on mobile?
PS4.
See, I can't do it, man. I keep trying to play and I just don't get a kill, and luckily my squad will revive me. So I play on mobile. Because on mobile, it's way easier, and I feel accomplished after, But kudos to you, because I can't figure that shit out.
Oh, people are good now. It's so easy to be good because, I have it now, obviously, because I had to get it. But, the monitors are crystal clear. If you don't have a monitor, you're already behind.
See, and that's the problem. And I know that it's cross-platform, so you have those people on PC, and I'm just I can't compete with that.
We ran into a hacker the other day with aimbot and just absolutely destroyed the whole lobby. And there's nothing you can do about it. You report him, but you're already dead.
That's why I play MLB The Show and Madden. That's what I stick to.
Yeah, that's it.
and I can stick with those.
Both those things, man, are just over my head. I can't even. I went deep sea fishing once when I was 10, and video game. The last like console I had is a Nintendo 64 that I still have.
Jeez.
So I mean, if there's a way to play you on Mario Kart 64 somehow, I'll wreck anybody. But other than that,
Yeah.
heck, I tried to play with my brother-in-law one time. He's like, "Yeah, come play with me," and I was like, "All right, I'll try to figure it out." I just kept dying. I was like, "Dude, I feel bad. Just kick me off." Dude.
Yeah.
Like, there's no
People get
like
serious.
they get so mad, dude.
Yeah.
All these 12-year-olds are talking about what a loser I am, and I can't take it.
So, has there been like a moment in either minor leagues or something you're looking forward to, even in the minor leagues, or even when you break into the big leagues? Is there someone specific that you're like looking forward to trying to like hit a bomb off of, or?
Yeah, I don't have a specific pitcher and like even a star in the big leagues who I would mind. Like, so I feel like if I hit a home run, I'd be so excited no matter what. Anyway, like,
Yeah, right.
I wouldn't even think about it.
Uh-huh.
But I do want to. There are some like middle infield guys who I want to play against. I would love to play against like Javier Baez. Just seeing him out there playing Lindor, basically like the new young guys who came in.
Yeah.
I would have loved to see Beltre play, Adrian Beltre. I feel like that would be cool.
Oh yeah.
Just someone who's like Miggy would be cool. Just someone who's like old enough just to be so carefree but still make it look easy out there. Like, I'm like all tensed up and they're just like, loosey goosey, just killing it. Like, that'd be really cool to see.
Yeah, I mean they have. I'm not sure if you've seen any of those simulated games, but man, Francisco Lindor was like doing cartwheels out there after he hit a home run and shit. Like, dude, I feel like we're missing that, man.
He's
like
disrespecting my boy Clev. No one disrespects Clevenger like that. Clevenger's my boy.
I wish baseball had that kind of like shit talking aspect that like basketball does. I think that would be so awesome. Like, I mean, like the only time I feel like I've seen it like in game was like the Johnny Cueto and I think it was Carlos Gomez were going back at it, and they thought like it was an issue, but it was just them being friends talking shit to each other.
Yeah.
Like that would just be so much. I don't know. I think that would just be so fun. And you get to show like, I think it'll just eliminate the whole like you can't be friends out there, like which I just can't stand. Like, dude, take a bomb off someone, talk some shit, go, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one has to get butthurt. No one has to get hit after that.
Agree with
Yeah,
you.
well, tell that to your good friend Madison Bumgarner.
Listen.
Biggest crybaby in baseball.
Yeah, but the thing is he never like threw at anyone. Oh, no, he did sometimes. But most of the time it was like, hey, he's talking shit. But then like afterwards he was like, yeah, I just was talking shit and that was it. Like the whole Max Muncy thing. He was like,
baby.
Yeah. Yeah, but he was just talking shit. That's the whole thing I'm saying. Like, you get to talk shit to the guy, and then you're done. You're after it. He was like, I didn't hit the guy when he came back up. Like, we're all good. Everything's fine.
Yeah. I agree with that. Like, yeah, as soon as someone – announcers usually don't even know what they're saying. They just see someone talking on opposite teams, and the first thing is always, oh, they're about to go at it. And then it takes one person to smile to be like, oh, never mind. Now they're buddy-buddy. It's like, are we not allowed to talk to each other on the other team? Like,
no, you're not human beings. You're professional athletes. Act like it.
Do you have any like brawl stories?
We had let's see, I've been a part of, we cleared benches once in Augusta.
Thank you for that drop, by the way. Here's a cleared bench. I'm gonna switch it. I'm gonna master it up, and you're gonna be talking this up. You're not even gonna know it.
We cleared benches in Augusta. But that was at the end of the game, so nothing really transpired there. We kind of just went back to our dugouts. But in San Jose, my second year, we were in Lake Elsinore. And both teams, we'd already been jawing back and forth. You could tell, like, there's some dudes who didn't like each other. I think some of the Latin players knew each other and didn't like each other already.
Okay.
So they were already jawing. And then the kid came up, hit a home run. He was like if he hit a home run, the crowd got a prize or something like that,
Oh, okay.
Hits it and just pimps the absolute mess out of it,
Okay.
But I'm watching the ball the whole time because he hits it so far. And as he's running around second, I don't say anything, but he's like still looking. I don't do anything. I just turn my back and I'm looking at the scoreboard. And all of a sudden I just see our outfield just dead sprint like in, And I turn around. Next, as I'm turning, I turn like to the right, and the bullpen's to the right. So I see them get up and sprinting, and home plate's just a big cluster. We had got a catcher, Tanner Murphy. We had literally got him. That was probably his third game with us. Third day meeting any of us. Had everyone's back. Like stood up in the dude's face at home plate because he threw his bat. God knows where in the stadium.
They're still searching for that thing.
Yeah. Tanner got in his face, and Tanner said he wasn't like really stepping up to him. He was just letting him know. But I forgot the guy who was on deck for them. But he was kind of like not a hothead, but you could tell like if something happened, he would be the first person out the dugout for their team. And he was on deck. So as soon as he saw Tanner talk to him, he went dead sprint. And as soon as I guess everyone saw him go dead sprint, they thought it was about to be a big thing. We got into like just like a little jumping, like shoving match. It cleared up a little bit, and one of their players hit Nolan Riggs, Nolan Riggs is like 6'8", like the wrong guy.
Okay.
That's who was pitching. Actually, now that I think about it, 6'8", hands bigger than the basketball, basically. And like he sneaks him and hits him as we're all walking away, and we all turn around and we just see Riggs. You just see big arms just swinging. And people just falling, and then they all end up tackling them. And, we end up getting into another shoving match. We get back, finish the game out, finish the game fine. But that was definitely like the bigger brawl just because we were there, shoved a little bit, went back, and then more punches were thrown and came back.
See, that's what baseball needs more of. That's what we need more of. Because
we can't this year because no one's allowed to touch. People can't high five. High five someone in the face.
Which is the biggest disappointment ever that the Dodgers get to play the Astros, and we can't touch one.
They'll be there next year though. You'll get your due.
Yeah.
Always crying.
Oh
yeah, baseball never forgets.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Baseball never forgets.
I know. I'm just an impatient man. I just want it now.
I want it now. It's my money, and I want it now.
Yeah. Before I said I'll just take a season. I don't care what happens. But now that we're getting a season, I want to see some people get hit.
That actually might be the best thing, honestly, because if one just happens to slip, they can't charge them out.
But I wonder how quick they're going to be with those ejections.
Yeah, what are they going to do? Just throw them out? Okay, one of the relievers.
Ross Stripling was pretty vocal before he thought he was getting traded to the Angels, and even when he thought he was getting traded to the Angels. But now with how it's going to stack up, he's probably going to start the second game in Houston first week of the season. So we'll see.
Careful. Jalen doesn't want to hear about the Dodgers, okay? He's here to talk about us, okay?
I know you're in the Giants organization, but everyone wants to see what's going to happen.
It's true.
Everyone. Don't put words in his mouth, Jesse. He knows. He knows what's up. You don't.
So I think just to wrap up, we'll just do some rapid fire questions, or our version, I guess, of rapid fire questions, and call it a day.
Yep.
All right, so we're gonna get started. Let's go. Backstreet Boys or NSYNC?
Backstreet Boys.
Why does this keep happening?
Yeah, I feel like this is never supposed to happen. This is like the third time in a row.
I don't think anyone's picked NSYNC yet.
Who's the Backstreet Boys? Is the one with Justin Timberlake, correct?
No.
Oh.
Have you seen This Is the End?
I don't know him very well. Yes.
You ain't gotta lie.
Greg, you ain't got to lie.
Everyone knows NSYNC. Ain't no lie. Bye.
Yeah.
No? Okay. That's like that. You took it too far.
Like we do have to remember we are older than most everyone who's on
true.
this podcast.
Yeah. So I know this is like the slowest rapid fire questions you probably ever had. But next up, what's your go-to walk-up music?
Go-to walk-up music will have to be anything like any Atlanta rapper, really.
Okay. Lil Jon
specifically.
Specifically, this year I was gonna do a new Atlanta rapper named Gunna. If y'all listen to him at all.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I've never heard of
him. He's the hottest out right now.
That's because you're not with it. It's because you're not with it, bro.
Not with it?
Him and Lil Baby are the best.
Okay, see, I was going to say, as long as you don't say Lil Yachty because that dude is garbage, then we're cool.
Garbage. That's cold-blooded.
It's not
All
hip-hop.
right,
It's not rap. It's not anything. Sorry. I had to say my piece.
Ridiculous. Texas Mexican food or California Mexican food? Jalen.
California Mexican food.
Oh, yeah. It's got to be, dude. Texas Mexican food is fucking garbage. I don't know if we have any Texas listeners, but come talk to me a little bit. I've been so upset with all like the couple times I've had Texas Mexican food. It's fucking trash.
It's just
fucking
ground beef
trash.
and cheese.
Anyways, Stone Cold or The Rock?
The Rock.
Okay. We go in The Office or I've actually seen your Twitter bio, so I feel like I know the answer to this question. Office or Parks and Rec?
The Office.
Do you not like Parks and Rec, or you just like it more?
I love them both so much. I've seen The Office more.
What did you see first?
The Office for sure.
Okay, because everyone keeps I keep hearing that whatever you watch first. So I guess it's I wanted to say that wasn't true, but whatever. I guess it's true. Everyone keeps saying the same shit.
We're keeping a tally now.
Yeah, yeah. We gotta break this in sync thing. Go to cereal.
Trick cereal.
Huh?
It's a respectable answer. It's a.
Is it? I feel like that's not.
I don't know. You know where Trix fucked up?
That's like I'm not saying that Trix is bad, but like Trix number one.
Well, they brought the regular shapes back. So
okay, see, different. That's what I was gonna say. That's where they fucked up when they just made little colored balls.
Yeah,
that
I did not
fucked
like
up
that
the whole
one.
game. Yeah.
Yeah,
See,
when they brought back the regular like fruit shapes, back to number one for sure.
See, that's a respectable answer.
So this last one, it kind of ruins it because you're a professional hitter. It was going to be pitch or hit a game. We have other people on, but I'm going to try to change it up a little bit. Is that something that you're going to try to petition if you get to when you get to the big leagues? Like, are you going to try to petition to pitch?
Oh no, probably not.
No, not even.
I would have, but in spring training last year when I was at that big league game and I hit that comebacker at that kid and I broke his jaw, that kind of just ruined pitching for me altogether.
Oh yeah. When did you did that in Richmond? Who was it?
No, this was during spring training. Not this one, but the year before. He was in the Rangers organization. I forgot his name. But
shit.
Yeah, I hit a comebacker, and it was bad. I was so scared after, so that ruined pitching for me.
Yeah, fuck that. Like if you get an L screen out there for me, maybe I'll give it a shot. But that's it.
Yeah. I got one more rapid fire question.
Go for it.
I'm curious. All right, Outcast or Migos? Because there's only one right answer. Okay, perfect.
Okay,
yeah.
That's all I wanted to hear.
That's
all I wanted to hear.
But we can't also be those 30-year-old dudes though, right? We're just like
they're timeless.
Come on now. I mean, but yeah, of course, I understand that. I get what you're saying, but
I saw him live 4 or 5 years ago,
no,
and it was
fuck you
incredible.
Didn't.
Yes, I did.
They would not let you in.
Staples Center.
Staples Center.
They play the Staples.
All right, Jalen, man. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us, man. I'm gonna be continuing to follow your career and rooting for you, and hope next year. I mean, hopefully I guess this is not something you're supposed to hope for because that means something would happen, but hopefully you'll be able to sneak your way on that 60-man pool somehow, or we'll definitely be seeing you next year.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for having me. Like I said before, this has been really fun.
Yeah, and I'll be rooting for you too. Just not when you play the Dodgers. Or in like the pivotal moment of like
that's got to be the highest
race.
Respect in our line of work.
Yeah, exactly.
As of right now, at this moment, my dream is an NLCS Game 7, bases loaded. We're down by 3, and I hit a walk-off.
I retract my statement.
Yes.
I retract my statement. I will never root for you. If I ever get you a baseball card pack, I'm ripping it up, throwing it away. It's gone.
You have to think, being from Atlanta, like those later years in the 2000s, y'all were beating Atlanta in like the NLDS.
That's
y'all
right.
in St. Louis got us pretty good for like 3 straight years, so I haven't been a big fan since then. And then got drafted by the Giants, so it just made it even easier.
Well, second of all, I hate the Atlanta Braves. So there's
Oh
that.
man, you just made me get a big old man crush on you, Jalen. Thank you so much, man. This has been awesome, and hopefully we can get you back on at some point. And I know you're obviously way past A. We always like the couple people, prospects we've had on. We've been like, oh, we'll come hang out, and see you in single A, but you're already past that. Maybe in triple A we'll make it out to a Fresno, not Fresno, Sacramento. Well, I guess we'll go out to Fresno. You guys play Fresno, so
Yeah.
Wait, isn't Fresno? I thought Fresno was the affiliate.
that was a couple years ago, homeboy.
Oh.
Come on.
Yeah, you should.
Sorry, I don't keep up with the giant minor league system like you do.
It'd be worse if I went along with it and was like, yeah, no, definitely, and then you would have to break the name.
Oh yes,
like,
the Fresno Grizzlies, of course.
Hey, this guy's a great big phony.
We appreciate you coming on, man, and we'll be in contact, and we'll be seeing you next year for sure.
Sounds good. Thank you, guys.
Yeah,
All right,
have
man.
a good one, man. All right, guys. Now to end the episode, we are going to be announcing the winners of the bobblehead and Amazon gift card giveaway. For the Dodgers, the winner of this beautiful Clayton Kershaw Cy Young bobblehead and a $20 Amazon gift card, we have Beast Mode Cisco at 7slot Cisco. We're going to be sending this out to you. Congratulations. You won the bobblehead and a $20 gift card.
All of your wildest dreams will come true.
And now over to the Giants side. The winner of this sweet Matt Cain bobblehead, as well as some money to Amazon, is New Yorker in Jersey at Linka Minsky. Very New Yorker name. We'll be sending that out to you. We'll be DMing you guys on where to send it out and get that out to you ASAP. Thank you guys so much for listening. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at Benches Cleared Podcast, and on Twitter at Benches Cleared P to enter into next week's giveaway. We'll be giving away RIP to the great Willie McCovey stretch bobblehead as well. If you're subscribed to the YouTube, you'll get a $20 gift card.
For the Dodgers side, also RIP Jose Lima. You are going to be getting a autographed Jose Lima baseball.
You're kind of upping me a little bit, but it's
Yeah.
okay. William McCovey was
Dodgers.
was way better, so.
We represent here on the Dodgers side. We go all out. So thanks again so much for watching, guys. This episode has been brought to you by Renovation Candle Company. Use code BENCHES at checkout and get 20% off your entire order at renovationcandlecompany.com.
Make sure to buy some candles. Let them know we sent you, so they just keep us paid and fat and full. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank Jalen so much for coming on and hanging out with us. And we'll see you guys next week. I'd say fuck Aubrey Huff. Yeah.